You're watching ABC 7 News at 5.
Good evening, I'm Jacqueline Matter.
I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks so much for being with us. Happening right now, Sarasota City leaders plan to discuss an investigation into one of their own.
They're getting ready to talk about hiring an outside investigator to look into the actions of the city clerk and auditor. ABC 7's Erica Jackson has been at that meeting since this afternoon and gives us a live update from City Hall. Erica, what can you tell us tonight?
Jacqueline, Scott, good evening. City commissioners are meeting tonight to discuss hiring an outside investigator to look into complaints against Pamela Natalini. One of her former employees wrote a lengthy letter last month with a list of allegations against her. She's accused of harassing managers and criticizing employees after she received 22 negative evaluations from employees in 2017. We caught up with Mayor Liz Alpert before today's meeting. She says commissioners will look at the cost of 3 outside investigators, which removes any sort of bias compared to conducting an internal investigation.
This is somebody coming in with fresh eyes who hasn't seen the situation, isn't aware of the situation, and can come in and talk to each and every employee and say, what's been your experience?
Now, this topic is not on the agenda, but former City Commissioner Susan Chapman brought it up during the public comment session. Right now, the meeting is in a recess, and it's expected to resume at 6 p.m. We'll give you a live update then. Reporting live at Sarasota City Hall, Erica Jackson, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Erica, thank you. A follow-up now on the Sarasota man accused of shooting and killing the Fort Myers police officer. Today, court, Wisner Dismerit's attorney entered a not guilty plea and asked for a second scheduled arraignment not to happen. His next court date is August 31st. On Friday, the state announced it will seek the death penalty against Dismerit. He was indicted on several charges, including first-degree murder. A local Pee Wee football team coach is arrested on drugs and weapons charges. Edgard Thalier was pulled over by detectives Thursday after failing to stop at a red light. Manatee County Sheriff's deputies say he claimed he was delivering football equipment to the Pee Wee League he coaches, but detectives say they found several bags of marijuana and a loaded gun inside his vehicle. Thalier was arrested and charged with possession with intent to distribute and possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony. An interim leader with the new Manatee Broncos says they are aware of the situation and have taken necessary action.
Red tide continues to invade the Suncoast waters, and there's no real sign of when this state of emergency will end. But today, the city of Venice held a special meeting to answer people's questions about what is causing this toxic bloom to stick around. After presentations from city leaders and officials from Mote Marine Lab, the floor was open for questions and discussion of what we can do to help lessen the effects. Tonight at 6, you'll hear from some of those concerned residents and what the city plans to do while the crisis continues. And for all of our latest coverage on the red tide outbreak and to get answers to some of your most frequently asked questions, you can head over to mysuncoast.com.
Got that onshore wind again, which of course doesn't help. I could smell it pretty far inland
Me too.
today.
I've had a little bit of a cough and all of that too.
Let's get more on our weather right now with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan. Bob?
Yeah, that's a real good point, too. There's no real end in sight. This red tide is so big and so large in terms of the parts per million that it looks like we're going to see it stick around a while longer. Now, there's been speculation if a hurricane comes through or a tropical system and the winds really pick up, it could cause it to disperse a little bit more. That makes sense. If we have more of a stronger east wind, too, say, for example, high pressure was located over the Carolinas and there was a low in the central Gulf, we'd be in between and the winds would be strong out of the east and northeast. Obviously, that would help. That would blow the harmful impacts offshore a little bit more. And it is kind of moving at will, and that's a direct result of really light winds we've been seeing. We had them last week out of the east in the morning, then a little west coast sea breeze developing in the afternoon. Beginning tomorrow, but more so Wednesday, it's going to be due west throughout most of the day, and that's not the best of news. And that's going to stick around, I think, through Friday, and things should change a little bit again for the weekend. Right now, the sea breeze is inland. There's not been a lot of storms west of I-75. Of course, I-75 right there, and if it were to continue this way, you would say that too. But Northport has had their fair share of rainfall, and you can see some rain that was right around Clark Road, really big at one point, producing some pretty heavy rainfall about a half hour, and then it has slipped on to the east. Some strong cells now. The one strongest is in Northport, And along I-75, tough driving conditions down there. That really isn't moving much. The top on it up to 40,000 feet. So it is producing some pretty heavy rainfall and occasional lightning strikes. Not much in Manatee County at this hour, but all these storms produce these little boundaries, little cold fronts, little miniature fronts, if you will, and they're moving in all different directions. So we can expect a few more to pop up here and there through the course of this evening. Well, more in our weather forecast coming up in a few minutes. Back to you.
Thank you, Bob. More than 1 million voters have cast ballots in the state's crucial primary elections so far. Early voting is underway in all 67 counties. The Florida Division of Elections website says so far more than 861,000 voters have mailed in their ballots, and nearly 163,000 people have voted at early voting polling places. Top races are the gubernatorial primaries, but there are also cabinet primaries as well as many contested congressional races as well.
Sarasota County's Supervisor of Elections releasing vote by mail and early voting turnout numbers. So far, Sarasota County is reporting almost an 11% turnout rate. Over 34,000 votes have been already cast. Early voting continues through Saturday. If you have any questions about where you can vote, we have a full list of early voting locations on our website, mysuncoast.com.
A Florida judge is throwing a proposed amendment dealing with charter schools off the November ballot. Today, a judge ruling Amendment 8, proposed by the Constitution Revision Commission, is misleading and does not tell voters what it really does. Amendment 8 combines several ideas into one amendment, including term limits for school board members. But it also makes it easier for charter schools to get set up around the state. Charter schools receive public money but are run privately. The judge pointed out that the amendment does not even use the words charter schools, but would affect their creation.
Well, ABC 7 business commentator Richard Stern joining us now from a few weeks off. Glad to have you back.
Nice to be back.
And a positive start to start off the
very
week on Wall
positive
Street.
start, and I have to thank both of you and frankly the investors and viewers out there. All three indexes that we follow higher today than they were when I took off for a little vacation 2 weeks ago, so we'll take it. A positive couple of weeks and a positive day. The Dow Jones Industrial Average was up all day long, was up 60 points at the open, was up by 120 points at the high of the day. And listen to this, the Dow now stands at the highest level we've seen since all the way back on February the 1st. Remember, January was very strong, so things are looking pretty darn good. Let's take a look and see how we finished the day on Wall Street today. There you see the Dow up 89 points, just over 1/3 of 1% at 25,758.69. That on volume of 806 million shares. The NASDAQ, which was down when I was here at noon, up 4.5 points, not quite 1/10 of 1% at 7,821.01. That on volume of 1,702 million shares. And the S&P is doing just fine, up 1/4 of 1%, not quite 7 points at 2,857.05. Indra Nooyi is the chairman of Pepsi-Cola, and she announced her retirement last month, effective on October 1st. But she's not going out with a whimper. She's going out with a bang. Today, Pepsi announced it will buy SodaStream for $3.2 billion. SodaStream makes at-home, if you will, carbonated beverage machines, and they've been very popular. The stock has done very, very well this year. The stock's up 32%. The company, by the way, SodaStream, is based in Israel, and so far, so good. It looks like the stock has been higher. Well, today it was up by 9.5%, and we'll see how things go. And just as a reminder, I think most of our viewers know this, but Pepsi also owns a company called Tropicana, which is based in Bradenton.
That's right.
And Richard, you know, here's a subject you know a lot about, and that's the world of cosmetics. What's
Yes,
happening?
well, I think we'll look to the lady to my left. But indeed, Estee Lauder shares are up by more than 3% today. Strong sales from Estee Lauder, strong sales from Clinique, and something I've never heard of called La Mer, but perhaps you're familiar with that.
I am.
Scott and I are a little out. Oh, well.
All right, thank you so much, Richard.
You're very welcome.
Still to come in your Suncoast News, violent storms wreaking havoc across the Midwest. We'll take a look at the damage that they've left behind.
And Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back with your first alert forecast for the week ahead, plus why pregnant women are the newest population in crisis from the ongoing opioid addiction.
The ABC 7 Stock Report is sponsored by Sunset Cadillac.
My life motto is keep moving. And as hard as it was when my husband passed away, I knew I had to keep doing what I love. Oops, coming. But I needed help with my insurance, and that's what the NAIC provides. They have resources to help you and your family make the best decision, and they'll help you to keep moving forward, just like me.
If you think it's hot outside, just wait until you see even hotter savings inside. Only at Rugs As Art Hot Summer Savings Sale event will you find the lowest prices on a vast selection of stunning rugs, furniture accents, and accessories. This special event only happens once a year, so hurry in before the best selections are gone. The Hot Summer Savings event ends soon, so don't miss out on the best prices ever. Rugs As Art, Sarasota's only area rug superstore.
Get more for your money during the Subaru A Lot to Love event at Sunset Subaru. Subaru vehicles hold their value better than any other brand for 2018, according to ALG. And Subaru is Kelley Blue Book's most trusted brand for 4 years running. The Subaru Impreza is an IIHS top safety pick for 11 years running. Lease a new Subaru Impreza today for just $182 a month, or get 0% financing with zero down. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
This is an important message for anyone with Medicare. You may be eligible for an all-in-one Medicare plan that combines hospital, medical, and prescription drug coverage together with extra benefits that may include dental, vision, hearing aids, and much more. Some of these plans have a $0 monthly premium regardless of your income. That's right. For one low plan premium, or in some cases a $0 premium, you may be able to get coverage for your hospital visits, doctor appointments, prescription drugs, routine dental care, eyeglasses and contact lenses, hearing aids, and possibly more. Today may be the first time you've heard about this type of Medicare plan. The advisors at the Medicare.com helpline are licensed insurance agents who will explain more when you call. Call now to see if you qualify. Call the number on your screen now. Call now to see if you qualify for these benefits. You worked hard for your Medicare. Now is the time for your Medicare to work hard for you. Not affiliated with or acting on behalf of any government agency or program.
Don't hide it. We know that sometimes emotions just get the better of you, especially at the Honda Summer Spectacular event. And we know getting a deal on the Honda Civic, a 2018 KBB.com Best Buy, can be quite liberating, especially when this stylish Honda Civic comes with Sport Mode.
Yes! Yes!
Express what you're feeling at the Honda Summer Spectacular event.
I'm happy you're happy.
Visit your local Honda dealer and test drive the Honda Civic today.
Now to violent storms impacting parts of the country. Severe thunderstorms, several reported tornadoes leaving behind plenty of damage. Here's ABC's Ginger Z.
Is it gonna hit the barn? Tornadoes throwing debris within severe storms Sunday.
Is it still not across the road yet?
It's on the road. At least 5 reported twisters from Oklahoma to Missouri.
Oh, there goes under the roof.
Trees plucked from the ground. Gusts up to 60 miles per hour tearing off roofs in Mays, Oklahoma. More than a dozen people were injured while waiting for a Backstreet Boys concert Saturday night when winds knocked down an entrance tent.
It's heartbreaking for those people that were there to have fun at the Backstreet Boys concert, and then they have to be wheeled out on a stretcher.
And overnight, a flash flood emergency in Raleigh, North Carolina. More than 4 inches of rain swamping streets. In New York, a man dying when he was struck by lightning at a state park on Long Island.
Ginger Z reporting there, showing us what's happening around the country. For us, just some storms out to the east.
Yeah, this is a pretty typical day today. We're getting afternoon storms developing along the sea breeze front. Now that front that we just saw bringing all that rough weather to Oklahoma, that front is going to change things up for us here. We talked about it earlier. It's going to get down all the way into Georgia, which is a little surprising to get a front this far south. It's not going to move through here and cool us down. That usually doesn't happen until mid-October when we start to see cold fronts make their way through. We are looking at Casey Key webcam, checking the water quality out there, just visual inspection throughout the afternoon. Still got that little brownish hint to it. And again, the red tide reports are coming in from folks on social media indicating that the smell's bad in some areas and still getting better in others. So it's kind of sporadic. And as far as it clearing out of here, I don't think it's going to clear out of here anytime soon. It's not going to go away overnight, and we'll have to just keep monitoring it, and hopefully things will happen. We'll get the steady east to northeast wind, which will at least blow some of the harmful impacts offshore and mix it up a little bit. High pressure getting bumped down to our south. It had been parked just to the north of us here, giving us that east to southeasterly wind component. And now with this shift, we're going to see more of a west-southwesterly wind throughout most of the day, although at night we get a little bit of an east wind. The pressure gradient isn't all that strong, and what I mean by that is that the winds won't really get too strong over the upcoming days with that high pressure pretty close to us, regardless if it's north or south. It needs to get parked off the Carolina coast, I mentioned earlier, and a pretty good low develop in the Gulf of Mexico to get that contrast and that stronger wind to develop. Here comes the front, now producing severe weather, at least the potential for parts of the mid-Mississippi Valley. We have some strong cells around here. Most of the activity is east of I-75 right now, although there were a few showers west. Here's the line now into eastern portions of Manatee County near Myakka City, stretching down to Northport. Not much in Inglewood up to Bradenton and into Anna Maria Island at this time. There was some showers around earlier. That has since moved on. In fact, that rain was around for about a half hour, and then it shifted off to the east and now near Northport. You can see North Toledo Blade Boulevard getting some pretty heavy downpours right now. The rain is fairly heavy and steady, and that is causing some possibilities, some ponding of the water on some of the roadways there. You can see that action here in east portions of Manatee County. What's going to happen eventually is going to send a few of these gust fronts off toward the coast, and the showers you see down south, some of the models picking up that it may move north and hit the coast a little bit later. Not a lot of dry air around. There's not a lot of moisture either, so it's sort of kind of a mixed bag as far as that goes. Showers and storms are scattered about. Here's that model I mentioned. You can see those storms working their way up from Fort Myers into the coast later on this evening. So we're going to keep about a 30% chance. That may be a little overdone on the model there, but I think we'll see a few scattered storms make their way toward the coast later on this evening. And then overnight, fair, sunny to start the day off tomorrow, a transition day tomorrow. Rain chance pretty low on Tuesday as that high pressure kind of moves right over the top of us and settles southward. We'll start to see a few coastal showers in the morning beginning on Wednesday, moving onshore with the sea breeze. And then the main focus will be well inland during the afternoon and evening. Well, in the tropics, typically this time of year, we're looking for a lot of activity. Nothing going on. All is quiet, and looks like it's going to stay that way too for the next 5 days. No systems out there to surprise us at this point. Current temperature 88 degrees. Feels like 96 out there with sunshine at the airport. Temperature of 90 in Jacksonville. Where it has rained, it has cooled somewhat. 79 now in Tallahassee. And there's that low pressure system tracking right through Missouri now, stretching off into Illinois. Severe thunderstorm watch for southern Illinois, southeast Missouri, and parts of Arkansas tonight. And the heat goes on out west with the dry conditions there. High fire danger in Idaho, Washington, Oregon, even into Utah at this point. As far as highs go, it will be cooler over the northern plain states. 70s for highs only in Denver, Minneapolis, and Chicago. Pretty nice day there in Detroit too, 78 degrees for a high. Beach and boating tomorrow. Winds will be out of the southeast, turning to the southwest at 10 knots. And the forecast then, 20% chance for a scattered shower or two on Tuesday at any time. Wednesday, we get to morning showers, 30% near the coast, 40% east of I-75. Similar on Thursday and Friday as well, with a pretty good bet for a few coastal storms overnight and in the morning. And then by Saturday and Sunday, it appears that the high pressure will once again change, and we should get back to those afternoon and evening storms, and there'll be a little bit more moisture in play too, so a little bit better chance for some storms. Back to you.
Bob, thank you. Let's check first alert traffic. We're seeing some backups as you head north on US 301 right around the intersection with State Road 70. The traffic starts around 63rd Avenue East and stretches north to 38th Avenue East. Jackie?
Thanks, Scott. In health news tonight, as the opioid epidemic continues to wreak havoc across the country, a new report sheds light on the devastating consequences opioid addiction can have on pregnant women. The report from the CDC found that the number of women with opioid use disorder at labor and delivery more than quadrupled from 1999 to 2014. Opioid addiction during pregnancy has been associated with a range of negative health outcomes for both mothers and their babies, including maternal death, preterm birth, stillbirth, and neonatal abstinence syndrome. Well, Florida has had 62 reported cases of the mosquito-borne Zika virus this year, though there are no active areas of transmission. According to the Florida Department of Health, that number is as of August 13th and represents an increase of 3 cases since July. Those cases are all classified as travel-related, generally meaning that people were infected elsewhere and brought the virus into the state. That disease is particularly dangerous to pregnant women because it can cause severe birth defects. Getting fit and healthy isn't just for humans. This bull terrier named Darwin is being fitted with a special fitness tracker that's been designed especially for dogs. His owner wanted to get into better shape and needed a running partner, but the 3-mile runs were making Darwin sick with fatigue. He strapped a human fitness tracker onto the dog and discovered that his dog was only active when he was with him at home. So he decided to create ActiJoy, a system that monitors dogs' activity, health, rest, and water and food intake.
Now you can see any today activity. And if I tap here, you can see the activity from today, from the morning, and you can see it like from this month.
Well, the ActiJoy Health and Activity Tracker comes in 3 versions: Trendy, with multicolored rubber wraps to match the owner's outfit; Export has a more shock-resistant rubber wrap for outdoor applications; and Townie, which features brighter LED lights for higher visibility on city streets. Coming up, dramatic video of a father and son escaping the flames of a forest fire in Montana, and what happened after this man ditched his car to run from police on the freeway. Those stories coming up next.
According to Golf Digest, 2 of the nation's top golf resorts are on the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail, the Albert Opelika Marriott at Grand National, and the Renaissance Ross Bridge Golf Resort and Spa in Birmingham. Plus, the Marriott at Grand National was recognized as Hotel of the Year by Marriott International. Experience luxury and world-class golf Southern style. Visit rtjgolf/resorts or call 800-949-4444 to book your trip to the trail.
Temperatures are rising and the deals are heating up during the summer clearance event at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat in Sarasota. Shop the area's largest selection of new 2018 Jeep Wranglers. Or get the most awarded SUV of all time, a new Jeep Cherokee for as little as $19,999. Find the path to your next great adventure in the all-new Jeep Compass for just $17,999. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat in Sarasota.
Meet Blue. Blue's not feeling well. The prescription? Generic medication. Blue wonders, do they really work as well as name brands? Yes, generics and name brand medications do work the same. Even though they may look different, generics have the same key ingredients. FDA approval is equally rigorous for generics to make sure they're as safe and effective as name brands. And Blue even saves some green, making him a little less, well, blue. Talk to your doctor about generics and visit fda.gov/generic drugs.
That is a pretty good breakfast. You're not even eating.
Not hungry.
No? Why not? What's up?
Kath and I knew that Jenny had been partying a bit. Found out she tried heroin.
Most people don't know what to say about drugs, but we do. Visit us at drugfree.org.
Cancer doesn't run in my family. That really was the farthest thing from my mind. I've been an athlete my whole life and I work in sports, so my mindset was just, let's fight. So our stories are all unique, so whatever you're going through, ask questions, get information and be involved. Don't ignore the signs, join the fight. I'm Tony Beasley and I'm a stage 2 colorectal cancer survivor.
Thanks to the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, what was once impossible is happening today for thousands of patients with blood cancer.
I live.
I live. I live. I live. I live. She lives.
Because of the research done by the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society in the battle against blood cancer.
If you had a chance to support the research that is saving lives, what would you do?
Newly released cell phone video captures the dramatic moment a son and father became trapped in a raging forest fire in Montana's Glacier National Park. The two driving down a dirt road with flames all around them, fiery debris raining down on their windshield. They eventually had to abandon their vehicle and were rescued by firefighters. This wildfire was caused by lightning exploding over the weekend and now scorching over 4,100 acres. Evacuation orders and road closures are still in place.
One person was killed when an airplane crashed into a busy intersection during morning rush hour in Phoenix. Aviation officials say a man who was also in that plane was injured in the crash and is now in critical condition. Several cars were damaged at the scene, but luckily no one on the ground was injured. Crews cleaned up airplane debris scattered across the area. Now there's no word on what caused that plane to go down, but FAA officials say the aircraft involved a single-engine home-built Acro Duster.
2 people were found dead after an experimental plane crashed in a remote area of Camp Verde, Arizona. A relative of the pilot called the sheriff's office when the pilot and his friend did not return after what was supposed to be a short flight. Local aircraft towers had no record of the small plane in the air. The FAA and the NTSB are now trying to determine what caused that plane to crash.
After a driver decided to ditch his car during a high-speed chase on Saturday night, the car did something unexpected. It started rolling backwards. The driver jumped out of his vehicle onto the freeway after hitting a car. As the suspect attempts to escape from police, that car begins rolling. Officers were then able to take the man into custody, and the car did eventually stop rolling when it hit the median.
I can't doubt, better leave. I wonder what this plan. Pull me, grab us in the bucket, can't have me. I'll be the president one day.
Well, this is Tampa International Airport's police department's take on the famous lip sync challenge. The department posting the video on their Facebook page with a caption reading, "Bolo alert, lip syncing police ahead, be on the lookout." The officers in the video sang along to Good Feeling by Flo Rida.
I love all these lip sync challenges. They're pretty entertaining.
Yes, they are.
Well, still to come on your Suncoast News, a new tool for firefighters to help decrease their risk of getting cancer.
Plus, the changes a Florida school district is making after gunshots are heard during a high school football game.
You want a Maserati, but you need an SUV. Why not have both? Levante, the Maserati of SUVs.
Experience it at Sunset Maserati Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Did you know you could get life insurance for less than 32 cents a day? With Guaranteed Acceptance whole life insurance through TruStage, you can get up to $25,000 in protection with a single phone call. TruStage can help free your family from immediate financial stress when you're gone.
Utility bills, mortgages, car payments, those are a lot of things that can add up pretty fast.
And even if you're on a fixed income, prices fit your budget, starting at less than 32 cents a day. Plus, your price will never increase and your benefit will never decrease. And with no medical tests or health questions, you cannot be turned down for any reason. Call 1-800-842-7189. Now, for a free, no-obligation quote, TruStage offers plans to fit your budget. Help protect your family from immediate financial burdens after you're gone with Guaranteed Acceptance whole life insurance through TruStage. Call 1-800-842-7189 now.
Did you know that a dirty CPAP system could make you sick? If you knew what could be growing in your mask and hose, it would keep you up at night. Now, SoClean.com has released the world's first automated hands-free CPAP cleaner and sanitizer. With its patented design, SoClean is fast, effective, and hands-free, killing 99.9% of all CPAP germs and bacteria. Try SoClean now through this special TV offer, risk-free for 30 days. Just call
800-604-0398.
The SoClean works, and it's a really effective product, and I couldn't believe how easy it was to use.
SoClean works on all popular CPAP machines and masks, destroying CPAP germs and bacteria without the daily hassle of washing your system by hand. Just place your mask in, close the lid, and walk away. Voila! Sanitized and ready to use. Try SoClean risk-free for 30 days. This is a limited-time offer. Call now, 800-604-0398, or visit SoClean.com today.
Without the letters A, B, and O, there's no mom. No dad. There's no Brittany. Because A's, B's, and O's determine your blood type. And we're missing all of them. That's why the American Red Cross needs people like you to help fill the gaps. Schedule your donation at redcrossblood.org.
Tonight on ABC 7 News at 7.
Governors, they make that easy transition right into being president. They get the CEO type of experience. People prefer governors over U.S. senators. They build major platforms, and especially here in the state of Florida.
The field of candidates will be down to 2 in just over a week. What can we expect? I'm Jacqueline Matter. We'll discuss at the Trapezoid.
Tonight on ABC 7 News at 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you. You're watching ABC 7 News at 5:30.
Welcome back. Firefighting, we know, is a dangerous job, but the danger doesn't end when the last flames are out. Researchers at Miami University say firefighters are at an increased risk for cancer because of chemicals that linger on their bodies and equipment.
Now, fire departments along the Suncoast will soon be equipped with a tool to cut down on that risk. ABC 7's Jackie Kelly is live to tell us how those decontamination kits are supposed to work. Jackie?
Scott, Jacqueline, Sarasota County Fire Department is just one of the many departments in line to get these new kits. Now, earlier a firefighter told me he believes one of these kits could have kept him from getting cancer.
70% of our in-line of duty deaths is cancer related.
Chief Financial Officer and State Fire Marshal Jimmy Petronas says after putting out fires, cancer-causing toxins remain on firefighters' gears and bodies. If not properly decontaminated, those toxins can be dangerous.
And those contaminants ended up making it into their living space, their sleeping space, their eating space. All that was just a contributing factor to potentially a higher rate of cancer.
To help solve this problem, Petronas helped get a $1 million grant from the state that will supply over 4,500 decontamination kits to 405 fire departments throughout Florida.
The buckets will be found on every single truck. What that does, we are able to connect to our vehicles now, and we can do a temporary quick decon of our bodies before we get in our trucks so we don't have any further exposures.
Each kit includes a 5-gallon bucket, heavy plastic bags, dish soap, duct tape, brushes, hoses, spray bottles, and an instruction kit. First-class firefighter Dwayne McKeever of Southern Manatee Fire Rescue says he has had his battle with cancer along with many other firefighters in the area. And while he continues to work, he hopes more awareness about this topic will spread.
It's more speaking about it, and that's the best, to educate other people so it doesn't happen to them.
If we can take their probability of contracting cancer to make it the same as you or me, simply by just embracing better cleaning habits of their equipment, this is just, we're introducing better practices into a profession that saves the lives of Floridians every single day.
Now, firefighters say you're supposed to use the kit within an hour of combating a fire. Reporting live in Sarasota, Jackie Kelly, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, Jackie, thank you. Well, it's the first day on the job in Manatee County schools for some former law enforcement officers and military veterans. 18 guardians and 2 lead guardians are in some Manatee County elementary schools today. Those guardians went through nearly 150 hours of training by the Manatee County Sheriff's Office. Just last week, 20 guardians received certificates for finally completing their training. We spoke to one who retired in Manatee County after serving nearly 24 years with the Pennsylvania State Police.
Personally, you're entrusted with our greatest resource, children, in their future, and the safety and security for their parents in the community. I feel honored and privileged, and I feel it's a challenge to me to rise up and be able to meet this demand. to provide the public and reassure them that, yes, when your child is left off that bus, they're going to be safe and secure, and all the employees in that school are going to be safe and secure.
Following the Parkland shooting, the Florida legislature passed the Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School Public Safety Act, requiring every school in the state to have an armed security officer. The remaining 20 guardians out of 40 that were chosen for this position began their training today.
A South Florida school district making security changes after shots were fired during a high school football game, injuring 2 people. The incident happened Friday night during a game between Palm Beach Central and Dwyer High Schools near West Palm Beach. The Palm Beach County School District announcing changes on Saturday. Some football games will now be played on Saturday mornings, while others will have an earlier start time on Friday nights, moving from 7 p.m. to 6 p.m. Only clear bags will be allowed inside the stadiums. The exception is diaper bags, which will be searched. And anyone leaving mid-game will have to buy another ticket to get back in. To find out what security measures schools here on the Suncoast are taking to protect students, you can go to our website, mysuncoast.com.
Well, let's check in now with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan for a look at our forecast during this hour. Bob?
Thanks, Jacqueline and Scott. We're watching the Van Wezel webcam showing pretty calm conditions out there on the waters, smooth conditions, lots of sunshine too in the morning. You'll see some high clouds coming in here and then also some lower clouds moving out, and that's a result of the outflow boundary. Didn't really do a whole lot, so the atmosphere fairly stable right now, but that's not meaning we're going to see that stick around for the next several hours. We're watching an area down to our south that may eventually work in. Right now we have some bigger storms over South Sarasota County. Had a little bit of activity right there near State Road 70 and I-75 to the north there of State Road 70. That has since moved on, but notice this big line here. Not moving much. Heavy rain in East Manatee, also East Sarasota, all the way down to near Port Charlotte now. But this is the action. Notice the movement southeast to the northwest. And some of the models are indicating that we will see this kind of hang on through Rotunda, Placida, Inglewood, Manasota Beach, and could work its way up the coast, so we'll keep an eye on that for you. But right now, the concern is near Northport and Port Charlotte, where some heavier storms are still kind of lingering down there all the way to Charlotte Harbor near Murdoch, and also the rain, for the most part, light now near Sumter Boulevard and Plantation Boulevard, getting some heavier rainfall. Frequent lightning earlier, and now just an occasional bolt or two. This is a fairly typical summer pattern that we're in right now, but that is soon to change as once again we go to that high pressure down to our south. 49,000 foot cloud tops, pretty big storms down there near Fort Myers, just to the north and to the east of Punta Gorda at this point. We'll keep an eye on those for you. Right now, pretty good near area beaches. Back to you.
Bob, thank you. The father who reportedly confessed to killing his pregnant wife and 2 daughters expected to be formally charged today. This as the last person to see the mother alive is now speaking out. ABC's Danya Backus tells us how she's coping with the death of her friend.
It was one of my worst nightmares. I didn't know what to say or do.
Nicole Atkinson says she didn't want to think something bad happened to her friend Shanann Watts when she couldn't get in contact with her last Monday, but she also had a feeling something wasn't right.
She wasn't there. The girls weren't there. It just didn't make sense. Like, if her car was there, where was she?
Say hi. Hello. She was the last known person to see Shanann alive, dropping her off at her Colorado home after a late business trip.
When we go on trips like this, Shanann blows my phone up the next day, and I didn't get that early morning text.
When she learned the 34-year-old pregnant mother of 2 had also missed a doctor's appointment, she alerted Shanann's husband, Chris, and called police.
He just kept saying he didn't know where she was, that she was on a play date, but he couldn't give us the name of the friend.
Investigators say Chris Watts, who used to work at Anadarko Petroleum, killed his family at their home, then allegedly drove the bodies of his wife and 2 daughters, 3-year-old Celeste and 4-year-old Bella, to a company property. According to court documents, Shanann was found in a shallow grave, the 2 girls submerged in oil tanks. Atkinson says she wasn't shocked by Chris's arrest.
The last time I talked to him, he said, "I just want to cry." And I looked at him and said, "Why aren't you?"
There's still no word on a motive. Atkinson says Shanann confided in her that Chris had become standoffish. He has been arrested. Formal charges should be announced this evening, and he will be in court on Tuesday. Danya Backus, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Nashville remains a city on edge, with police still on the lookout for 2 suspects they're now calling cold-blooded killers. Investigators say it's possible the suspects are linked to at least 4 shootings that left 3 people dead in recent weeks. Police say 33-year-old Bartley Teal and 30-year-old Jamie Sarantonio were shot and killed in the parking lot of a local bar. 3 days earlier, police say Kendall Rice was also robbed and killed on his way to a bus stop.
I've been in Nashville all my life. I have never gotten up every morning to see 2 people shot, 1 person dead, 3 people shot.
For now, investigators are only confirming they're following up on a number of leads and have reason to believe the cases are connected, but so far there have been no arrests.
Today, Governor Rick Scott announcing an appointment to the Sarasota County Court. Dana Moss of Lakewood Ranch is the felony division chief for the 12th Circuit Public Defender's Office. She previously served as a police officer. Moss received her bachelor's degree from Penn State University and her law degree from Florida Coastal Law School. She replaces Judge Judy Goldman.
Out of several choices on the August ballot, few have more impact on Floridians than the governor's race. ABC 7's Alan Cohn joins us now to explain why it'll be the center of conversation at the Trapezoid later tonight. Alan?
Scott, with early voting underway, thousands of August primary ballots are already in on the Suncoast, but an estimated 90% of voters in Sarasota and Manatee counties have yet to make a decision. In the Republican primary for governor, it's Agricultural Commissioner Adam Putnam and Congressman Ron DeSantis, who was endorsed by President Trump last month. On the Democratic side, polls show a tight race between Gwen Graham, daughter of former Governor Bob Graham, former Miami Beach Mayor Philip Levine, Tallahassee Mayor Andrew Gillum, and real estate billionaire Jeff Green.
We're excited to see what you got going on here.
Well, is there a difference between the best candidate and the candidate with the best chance to win? You can join the discussion tonight on ABC 7 at 7. Scott, back to you.
All right, Adam, we'll see you tonight. Thank you. Still to come in your Suncoast News, a new study reveals shocking information about teens' behavior behind the wheel.
And how teachers are now using Airbnb to add to their annual salary. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Planning a Carnival Fantasy Cruise out of Mobile? Then check out the park and cruise packages at the luxurious Battle House and Renaissance Riverview Plaza hotels. Stay at the Battle House for $169 per night or the Riverview Plaza for just $149 per night and leave your car for the duration of your cruise. Includes transportation to and from the cruise terminal. If you're cruising out of Mobile, come stay with us. Call 1-800-MARRIOTT or visit Marriott.com now.
Another pair of satisfied emotions. Looks to me like elation and maybe some amazement. It's part of the Honda Summer Spectacular event experience. You could say satisfaction comes standard here, just like the Honda Accord comes standard with a luxurious, roomy interior. All at the Honda Summer Spectacular event.
We see it all the time.
Visit your local Honda dealer and test drive the Honda Accord, 2018's North American Car of the Year.
What do you get when you cross your tired, aching back with this fragile egg? The Egg Sitter Cushion, an amazing new flex cushion that supports your backside and spine so well you can sit on an egg without breaking it. Incredible!
You want me to sit on this egg? Okay. I can't believe I'm doing this. I don't even feel it. It didn't even break? Oh, I was wondering about that. Now that's a good cushion.
The honeycomb design is constructed of Elasticore that absorbs pressure points by collapsing in on itself. That's why even this egg won't break under direct pressure. Now long days at the office will be more comfortable, dinner more enjoyable, and painful car rides a thing of the past. Get your Egg Sitter Support Cushion for just $39.99. It comes with a free non-slip washable cover and our 10-year comfort guarantee. But wait, call right now and you can get a second cushion. Just pay separate fee. Call now.
Call 1-800-232-1564. That's 1-800-232-1564. Call now or go to eggsitter.com. Order now.
If you think it's hot outside, just wait until you see even hotter savings inside. Only at Rugs As Art Hot Summer Savings Sale event will you find the lowest prices on a vast selection of stunning rugs, furniture accents, and accessories. This special event only happens once a year, so hurry in before the best selections are gone. The Hot Summer Savings event ends soon, so don't miss out on the best prices ever. Rugs As Art, Sarasota's only area rug superstore.
Northland Outdoors is about so much more than the biggest fish or the hottest hunting spots. All across the Northland, there are amazing people with incredible stories to tell. We're going to find those stories and share them with everyone.
Join us each and every week as we explore the Northland and experience some of the most exciting outdoor adventures in the country right here in our own backyard.
This is Northland Outdoors.
We've all heard the warnings, don't text and drive, but is that message getting through to teenagers behind the wheel? ABC's Arlette Saenz tells us why you should talk to your teens about the dangers of risky driving.
A new study in the Journal of Adolescent Health found that texting while driving among teens is still very prevalent. Researchers looked at youth risk behavior survey data of about 200,000 teens 14 years and older from 35 states and found on average 40% of all teens across all states text and drive. Between the ages of 15 and 16, the percentages of kids texting while driving doubled, and it continued to substantially increase for ages 17 and up. Statistics show that risky driving behaviors are related to texting while driving. Teens who reported drinking and driving were almost twice as likely to text while driving compared to those who did not. So talk to your teens about best practices for driving and waiting to text until they're out of the driver's seat. With this Medical Minute, I'm Arlette Saenz, ABC News.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert weather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan.
Vanway's webcam again showing a nice day today. Lots of sunshine out there. Calm conditions too out on the water. Some high clouds coming in through the late afternoon, and then a little frontal boundary going out. One of the outflow boundaries from a previous storm that was around. High pressure is still slowly working across our area. We'll be in position down this area tomorrow, mainly late in the day, and so eventually this cold front will push everything down well to our south, which will change things around and bring us that onshore flow, it looks like, throughout Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday before it eventually moves back northward. Now, the storms that you see around are moving very slowly off to the east right now. We had some activity closer to the coast earlier, but that west wind a little bit too strong to fight, and so the showers are moving off to the east northeast. Right now, though, this one pretty close to El Jobin. It's raining. Murdoch along US 41, stretching up to near Northport and Port Charlotte. Some rumble of thunder there. Not much going on near the coast. Manatee County, at least the central and western portion, pretty quiet. Eastern portion, different story. Some pretty heavy rainfall there near Mayaca City, stretching off to the north. Now, the wind flow will be generally out of the east tonight, so we'll have easterly wind tonight, and that will be again the switching to the west. So by the time we move into the mid-afternoon, it'll be out of the west-southwest, and then pretty much stay that way, I think, throughout the day on Wednesday. This particular model indicating some of those storms down to our south, working their way northward and bringing a possibility of some scattered storms through the 9 o'clock hour, and then eventually it all kind of collapses with that east wind moving out into the Gulf, and we'll see some storms out there in the Gulf of Mexico once again overnight. Tuesday, the rain chances aren't all that high. It looks like if we see anything, it should be scattered about, and most of it inland, pushing off toward the east coast. Now, the tropical tracker is not showing many things to watch right now. That system we were watching last week, can't hardly see it. There's a few showers associated with it now, heading over Dominican Republic and also over Puerto Rico, but not much. It's just some activity pushing off to the northwest. The upper level wind's just too strong here to allow anything to get going, and it should stay that way for the next 5 days. Not a big concern as far as the tropics go, which is good news. 88 degrees right now. And we have a heat index at 96. There's some high clouds around at the surface, or at least in the mid-levels and lower levels. Not a lot of cloudiness at the airport. 92 the high today, 2 degrees above the average. And as far as the rainfall goes, we are below average because of this westerly flow for the year, 6.62 inches, at least at the airport, while east of I-75, a lot of those locations at average or at least a little bit above it. The heat index tomorrow will be, once again, 100 to 102 degrees in the afternoon. Partly cloudy skies. The rain chance at 20% for a few late-day showers and storms scattered about with that sea breeze working its way in. Big storm now moving through parts of the Plains and mid-Mississippi Valley. This is the same storm that brought all that rough weather to Oklahoma and caused some flooding problems in the southern Plains states. Right now, severe thunderstorm watch box in effect for northern Mississippi, West Tennessee, into western portions of Kentucky, as well as Illinois and Missouri. And out west, it continues to be a big problem out there, as there's no major storm systems and the high fire danger persists. For boaters, again, light chop on the bays and inland waters. The 7-day forecast then calling for a 20% chance for a shower or two tomorrow afternoon. And then morning showers are possible on Wednesday along the coast at 30%, 40% inland. That stays that way on Thursday, Friday, a little bit better chance for some coastal action, and then a return to those afternoon and evening storms on Saturday and Sunday. Back to you.
All right, Bob, thank you. Time now to check your first alert traffic for the drive home. We are seeing some backups headed north over the DeSoto Bridge into Palmetto, as well as some traffic getting off of US 301 at the Ellington exit. Scott?
Well, Jacqueline, in Consumer News, a new report shows teachers made $160 million on Airbnb last year. According to Airbnb's voluntary host survey, about 45,000 people nationwide are teachers, and they pulled in about $160 million on the platform last year. The survey found teachers, administrators, college professors, and educators who work in other settings are renting out their properties as a way to add to their annual classroom salary. Among hosts who included the word teacher or professor in the employment section of their profile, the average annual income from hosting about $6,500.
Well, your next smart speaker or smartwatch could cost more if a new round of tariffs is approved by the White House. The Consumer Technology Association says tariffs under consideration now could hit several types of electronics, raising costs up to $3.2 billion on consumers. The list of connected devices facing potential increases include smart speakers, smart watches, and other smart appliances, as well as other Bluetooth-enabled products such as wireless headphones and fitness trackers.
Well, if you've always wanted to ride around like Bond, James Bond, Aston Martin is about to make your dreams come true. The British automaker teaming up with Eon Productions, the company behind the Bond films, to recreate perhaps the most recognizable car of all time, the Aston Martin DB5. The recreated version will feature some of the gadgets made famous when it debuted in Goldfinger, including revolving license plates. All 25 for sale will come in silver birch and cost a cool $3.5 million.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
If you got the money,
there you go.
That's a pretty cool way to spend it, huh? Entertainment news is coming up next.
You want a Maserati, but you need an SUV. Why not have both? Levante, the Maserati of SUVs.
Experience it at Sunset Maserati Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
This is an important message for anyone with Medicare. You may be eligible for an all-in-one Medicare plan that combines hospital, medical, and prescription drug coverage together with extra benefits that may include dental, vision, hearing aids, and much more. Some of these plans have a $0 monthly premium regardless of your income. That's right. For one low plan premium, or in some cases a $0 premium, you may be able to get coverage for your hospital visits, doctor appointments, prescription drugs, routine dental care, eyeglasses and contact lenses, hearing aids, and possibly more. Today may be the first time you've heard about this type of Medicare plan. The advisors at the Medicare.com helpline are licensed insurance agents who will explain more when you call. Call now to see if you qualify. Call the number on your screen now. Call now to see if you qualify for these benefits. You worked hard for your Medicare. Now is the time for your Medicare to work hard for you. Not affiliated with or acting on behalf of any government agency or program.
Did you know that a dirty CPAP system could make you sick? If you knew what could be growing in your mask and hose, it would keep you up at night. Now, SoClean.com has released the world's first automated hands-free CPAP cleaner and sanitizer. With its patented design, SoClean is fast, effective, and hands-free, killing 99.9% of all CPAP germs and bacteria. Try SoClean now through this special TV offer, risk-free for 30 days. Just call 800-604-0398.
The SoClean works, and it's a really effective product, and I couldn't believe how easy it was to use.
SoClean works on all popular CPAP machines and masks, destroying CPAP germs and bacteria without the daily hassle of washing your system by hand. Just place your mask in, close the lid, and walk away. Voila! Sanitized and ready to use. Try SoClean risk-free for 30 days. This is a limited-time offer. Call now, 800-604-0398. Or visit SoClean.com today.
Designers do it with style.
Tell me what's going on here.
Why, you don't like my hair? The Mark and Mandy Show. In-depth design ideas.
What is up with the tuck tape here? Let's cover it up.
Amazing beauty and fashion tips.
So Halle Berry has amazing skin. Her secret is coffee grounds. No.
Delicious recipes.
Today, I'm going to show you a special dish that is sure to please that special someone in your life.
Watch the Mark and Mandy Show right here on your favorite channel.
Stunning accusations against one of the most prominent faces of the Me Too movement.
Actress Asia Argento was one of the first and most vocal accusers of movie mogul Harvey Weinstein. But according to the New York Times, the actress is accused of sexually assaulting one of her co-stars, who was a child actor, and then paying him $380,000 to keep quiet. The Times says it received information in an encrypted email from an unidentified party. Argento allegedly had sex with Jimmy Bennett in 2013 when he was 17 years old and she was 37. It allegedly happened in California, where the age of consent is 18. They met in 2004 when Bennett starred as her son in the movie The Heart is Deceitful Above All Things.
Gretchen Carlson, the head of the Miss America pageant, fighting back against claims made by the reigning Miss America. Kara Mund accuses Carlson that the Miss America organization of bullying and silencing her through specified talking points in interviews and blaming her for a loss of sponsorships. But Carlson says she has never bullied or silenced Kara Mund. Carlson says Mund's allegations resulted in the loss of $75,000 in scholarships. Mund says her treatment with the organization fits the definition of, quote, workplace bullying.
The occasionally controversial and always unpredictable MTV Video Music Awards happening tonight at New York City's Radio City Music Hall. Cardi B will open the show and is leading in the Moon Man race with 10 nominations. Jennifer Lopez is being honored with the Michael Jackson Video Vanguard Award. She'll also take the stage to perform. That's a first on the show since 2001. Now, there's no host, but some of the announced presenters include Kevin Hart, Tiffany Haddish, and Blake Lively. The VMAs will air live on MTV tonight at 9 o'clock.
All right, well, stay with us. We'll be right back with more news and weather after the break.